All right, let's go ahead and call this meeting to order. And if you would, go ahead and call the roll for us.
Okay, Myrtle? Here. Eugene?
Here.
Mayor?
Here.
Brenda? Here. John?
Here.
Steve?
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
All right, thank you. If you have a phone, please mute or turn them off. We'd greatly appreciate it. Myrtle, would you, I'm getting, jumping ahead here, but Myrtle, would you please lead us in prayer before we get going too much here?
Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this day. And Lord, we just thank you for all the blessings you give us each day, and forgive us of our sins, and thank you for your Son, Jesus. Lord, just help us that we can have this meeting, and it will be to your benefit. And these things we ask in our name. Amen.
Amen. And if you would remain standing, we'll say pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Kind of got ahead of myself. Calling the meeting to order already. All right, this is, I want to welcome you to the special called council meeting so that we can receive additional information on the proposed annexation and entire landfill. So we'll go ahead and turn it over to Greg to provide this information to us.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the council. I appreciate your indulgence. I haven't quite figured out yet how to be in two places at one time, but when I do that, I'm going to be much more effective than I am now. What I have tonight to present to you is two things. First of all is a petition requesting annexation of 226 contiguous acres to the town of County Line, as we talked about in the last regular meeting. I have that petition with a proper legal description to present to the town. I'm here representing the property owner, Mr. Van Motherhill. He is petitioning the town to bring that property into the town limits. So I would present that to you. If you do approve and vote to annex that property in, it would require a resolution as well for you all to resolve that be added to the corporate limits of the town. So, Mayor, if anybody has any questions about the annexation portion, I'd be happy to answer those.
Any questions on annexation? We have a map displayed up here on the wall showing the property layout.
That acreage was
26 acres.
Alright. Really?
I'll present the petition to you, Mr. Mayor.
Alright.
And I've prepared a resolution for y'all should you vote to approve it. Then I would ask you to consider the petition and bring it to a
Alright, and this is the legal description of all the property.
and that's a legal description of this exhibit that's on the right here, that's highlighted.
Right. Okay. Anyone wish to look this over?
I'll do it. The only thing I would point out in the petition to the council is we did add in the language in the petition that should the permit not be granted, we would request to be de-annexed back out, as we talked about in the last meeting.
Right.
Say that one more time.
If the town did not vote to approve the petition for the permit,
Yes.
then we would ask, we've left in there that we would ask to be de-annexed back out of the town at that time. If the petition is approved, we would have no cause to ask to be de-annexed back out.
Can I ask a question? Buddy, can I ask a question? How much road frontage is on that Ray Schoolhouse Road? But I know what strip it had on it.
I don't know the answer to that. I don't think there's very much. It just is access from Ray Schoolhouse Road. It's whatever access that the mining company has.
Any, questions or comments? It looks like there's 2 copies of this, yeah.
Yes.
And you sure there's not gonna be any burning of tires over there?
Won't be allowed.
Let's put it in writing while we get it.
That would be part of the petition for the permit, and that would be, we would outline everything that's gonna be handled in that facility there. And that,
Cause I just,
They're, Adam will be very strict about that.
that too.
Yeah,
They did, well, they'll shut them down.
yeah, they would absolutely shut them down. All right,
I believe you stated too, you go put in that permit, no debris, no household debris,
right, well,
no
that would
construction
be
material.
limited by Adam also. They would regulate what can and cannot be
Right.
disposed of in the
Our-
proposed.
Our
measure.
petition and application for permit has to state within bounds what materials we're gonna handle, and I can tell you tonight it's gonna be for tires.
Okay.
And tires, rubber products, conveyor belts, things like that, or just tires?
Tires is all that
Okay. All right. All right, any other questions or comments? All right, well, let's, copy this. Okay, let's go petition. I'll just read this resolution. Resolution granting the petition for annexation of the property into the town limits of the county line, Alabama. And the resolution number, we will assign 2019-001 for this number. Whereas the town of county line is a municipal corporation organized under the laws of the state of Alabama. Whereas Van Mobile Hill has petitioned the town to annex into the town limits certain contiguous property by petition is signed on the 28th of January 2019. Pursuant to the Code of Alabama 1975 11-42-6 as amended. Whereas a proper legal description of the petition property was attached to said petition, whereas the property is contiguous to the town limits of the county line, Alabama, as required by statute, whereas said petition contains certain stipulations regarding business use of subject property. Now be it ordained by the town council of the town of county line, Alabama, as follows. Property belonging to Van Mobile Hill and described in Exhibit A of said petition is hereby annexed by consent of the property owners pursuant to provisions of the Alabama Code 11-42-6, 1975, as amended. Okay. Any questions on the resolution, comments? All right. We can act on this, we can act on resolutions on the first reading. Ordinances, we have to
actually 2
The
readings.
other procedures have to be followed. Do we have a motion to approve this resolution for annexation?
I'll make a motion to do it.
I'll second it.
All right. A motion was made to accept the resolution for the petition of annexation, and we've got a second. All right, a show of hands, all in favor? All right, it's unanimous. Okay. Fill in a couple of lines here. And pass it down. Everybody sign that. While that's being passed, okay, yeah, we'll pass it around and all the council members will sign it. Okay? You had a timeline for us?
Yes, sir.
What,
Kind of lay out how this process would work with the town. There's a couple of hearing requirements and notice requirements to adjacent landowners, and here's how that would work. You can't formally receive our application except at a regularly scheduled council meeting. So I can't present you, I could give you a petition tonight, or I could give you the application for the permit tonight, but you can't formally receive it until your next scheduled meeting. It will be, and we anticipate presenting that application to you at your February council meeting. Upon the formal receipt of the application, that begins the public comment period. During that public comment period, within 10 days from the receipt, the town, at the expense of the petitioner, that would be my client, we have to provide notice to all the adjacent landowners. Also, we have to give notice to the public by publishing once a week, 2 weeks, in a newspaper of general distribution within the county, which is Blount County. Plus, we have to broadcast public service announcements for a 14-day period on a local radio station. There's one of those. So, then, not less than 30 days, not more than 45 days, we have to have a public awareness session somewhere within the jurisdiction, which would be the town limits of the proposed facility. After that public information session, again, not more than 45 days, not less than 30 days, the town has to hold a public hearing. Notice of that hearing is the same as with the public information session, all at the expense of the petitioner, no expense to the town. After the public awareness session and the public hearing that the town has to hold, then it can come before the council for a vote. Once we've also made applications and meet all the requirements of the solid waste disposal plan that the county has adopted. The town has adopted the county's plan, so we have to follow that plan and then present it back to the town. So according to ADEM, we have to follow the plan, the solid waste management plan. Council gets to vote on it. Once the council votes on it, then we can petition the Alabama Department of Environmental Management. One other step that's in there, before we can submit the petition to ADEM, we have to go to the Circuit Court of Blount County and ask for a declaratory judgment from the Circuit Court stating that we have met all the notice requirements that I've just outlined for you. So once that petition, the court has to rule on that petition within 60 days of it being submitted. And that's after the final public hearing and the vote of the town. So once we get the declaratory judgment from the Circuit Court, then it can proceed to ADEM for a final permitting procedure. So you can see there's several steps in there. So what we anticipate coming to the council with at your next regularly scheduled council meeting is our application, which will trigger all the notice periods. We will then send out and have prepared notices to go out to all the adjacent landowners. That petition or the application that we submit to you at your next regularly scheduled meeting will lay out what we're proposing to do. It'll be a copy of what will ultimately go to ADM, type of waste that we're proposing to handle, the methods in which we're handling it, all of the particulars about the entity is going to be handled. That triggers the public information. We'll post notices here. We'll run those on the radio station, in the newspaper, and we can receive public comments and questions. We'll have that. We'll schedule that session. That'll be in the public announcement when that session will be. It won't be one of your regular scheduled meetings, but we would probably ask to use the town hall here to hold that information session where we can, whoever is interested can come and ask questions and we can talk about it. I think the commissioner here tonight has been a part of one of those public information sessions, and I tell you they're good times had by all, probably. So, and then we'll hold a public hearing, can be at your, not less than 30 days, not more than 45 days after that meeting. You have to schedule a public hearing, which could be prior to one of your council meetings, if it fits within that time frame. And then we would,
Can it not be a meeting night?
it can be, it just,
Okay.
it can be prior to a council meeting.
Okay.
Now,
But-
I think you left one thing, you didn't mention, does the commission not have to approve this one?
Not because it's in the town limits.
What was in the town limits of Cleveland, we had to approve it.
I don't think it was all in the town limits.
You're right.
This is totally within the town limits. correct?
You're right.
Okay. Any questions, comments? So all total, 3, 4 months, 5 months?
I would say best case scenario about 120 days. That's to get the declaratory judgment. The court can ask for an additional, or can grant itself an extra 30 days to rule on the declaratory judgment, which makes it a potentially total maximum of 90, I think.
Okay.
Mayor Steph, would you elaborate on what, just for the benefit, since Brenda wasn't here last month, for her benefit, what this could mean for the town?
The estimate is, was this, the property that's being annexed is off of Deansbury Road. And what was the land that was formerly strip mined. We're going to propose to use that as a tire landfill and recycling. Tire landfill and recycling. The town stands to get 50 cents a ton from everything that's brought in. It's estimated that once it's up and running, it will estimate to get something like $5,000 a month from that facility.
And they won't be using our road here, they'll go out.
It'll be accessed through,
Same method that the coal company used to go in and out of.
anyway, that's,
Now, and the county will also still get their tipping fee because it's when the county limits.
Yeah, how much?
I'm not sure.
I think it's $1 a ton.
Large
Large percentage of that goes to fire departments.
$1.50. I think you were talking about raising it,
We talked about if they had raised it.
okay. I think you were talking about raising it from a current $1 to $1.50. But again, I don't. But still, county will receive some.
Is this the same, is this Mr. Adams?
No.
This isn't the same one that was gonna do it in Cleveland? Okay.
Who is it?
actual company name is R&T
The land located
Recycling.
on Dean's Ferry.
Hmm?
Where is the land located off of Dean's
Is there
I
a
have to
owner of it?
look at the map. It's just,
Ferry? I can't read maps.
yeah, well, it's, going out Dean's Ferry.
Is it,
It's
it's not
back
gonna be called
to
a
the water.
dump, is it?
I haven't used the word landfill or dump one time in any statement I've made to the council. It's a recycling facility.
There you go.
Brenda, that, what he's talking about, go to the bottom of the hill there, that James, go across the creek where the old mines used to be. When you get there, you'll be on this property. Cause we strip coal and haul coal right up to the creek, when we haul coal out there. Right, Gene?
Yes, sir. For many years.
Tom?
For many years,
Yep.
I hauled out there.
My concern was, buddy, that the county get something out of it, cause I know Donnie Hicks had to pave the road twice when I was working for him. Cause at that time, they required a bond on the road. Cause I was involved in hauling the gravel. And the road ain't much wider than Dean's Ferry Road. We had to radio ahead to make sure we could meet in a place or two. What are you laughing about, Gene? But, you know, I would like to see the road kept up good, you know, cause they deserve a good road just like everybody else does. And that's my main concern to them. As long as they stay off of Dean's Ferry Road, I'd like to see somebody get benefit out of it besides the town. Because we need the money, and the county needs the money, but we need to maintain the county roads too.
Well, I think the weight per axle of any of this material is gonna be much less than the coal. Commissioner, you correct me if I'm wrong there, it's much less than the weight of
You
coal.
can't overload a truck with ground up tires.
Now, what are they bringing it in with? Or is it like 53-foot 18-wheeler trailers, or is it like the 30-foot gooseneck trailers?
As far as I know, the 30-foot gooseneck trailer is what most of them use now.
Scott has a 53-foot live bed bottom, has two of them that they unload with.
And it's whole tires or ground shredded tires?
The whole time.
All right, and I've heard two more things. We've said there was Reed Schoolhouse Road and Dean's Ferry. Which is the entrance?
Come off of Reed Schoolhouse Road. Same entrance as the mining company.
Can I add to that, Greg?
Sure.
They can come off of Armstrong Loop Road, hit Center Plains Road, come up Philadelphia Road, got a little to it. I mean, there's two ways you can get to Reed Schoolhouse Road, off of 79 and through Hayden. But that'd be Hayden problem coming in that way.
The primary access.
Come off of Reed Schoolhouse Road on 79.
Any other comments or questions? At our next meeting, you will present the permit
Present the
application.
permit, and also with a proposed ordinance for you as well, if the town would like that.
Okay. We'll need to, Lucy, need to notarize this copy of the resolution.
Do they need to sign it, or just?
We've already signed it.
Okay.
Everybody signed it, and,
Mayor, if you like, I'll be happy to record that for the town and return it back.
all right, we'll, make some copies of it right quick, and,
Can I ask one more question?
sure.
What's the life expectancy of the dump?
It's not a dump, it's a recycling.
Not the recycling facility.
We don't have a final estimation, but we expect somewhere in the 10 to 15, possibly 20 years.
Is it a hole? Is it a strip? Is it a?
Reclaimed strip.
Okay.
It's still got a hole there.
That's what
About
they're gonna be
80 foot
dumping in
deep.
the hole.
Now, see, I knew that somebody would call it a dump.
Well, the only reason I say that, I've dealt with it here in Cleveland, and if it happens like Cleveland, this room will be full in here in a little bit.
Yeah,
And people will come with all kind of stuff, and they'll say garbage is going in it, and you can, I'm just,
but, I don't know if you know the history of county line and dumps.
I've heard a little bit.
Well, that's the reason we're in office right now is because they did try to put in a municipal landfill, household, medical, whole 9 yards. And that facility was 1,500 yards from, or 1,500 feet from my house. So. we
Calvert,
thought
how
that
far
was-
is this property from the nearest house?
Probably quarter mile.
Probably what,
Or do what?
how far?
Probably a good quarter to half a mile. What do you say, Gene? Straight across the road? If I mean, you can walk good, we can walk it pretty easy. Can I ask another question, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay, you got Hummel over here, got joining property to the end, right there where the van stops. Now, if he comes to petition y'all to get in the city of Caroline, y'all gonna let him in? I mean, I'm just asking a question, cause it's a possibility that could happen. But
It depends on the use of the land.
you see what I'm asking?
It
You
will
understand what I'm
depend.
asking?
We will have to entertain any petition to be annexed. We can entertain it, doesn't necessarily mean that we'll pass it, but we'll entertain any petition that's presented to us.
I gotta add one thing to that. We petitioned to annex in 226 acres. I don't know that, we don't have the final engineering numbers back, so we may not be using the whole 226 acres. So, it's possible it might, if the annex property will adjoin other landowners, but
Yeah.
there's, it's possible there could be a buffer zone in this where the actual
Right.
recycling
I just asked the
facility
question,
doesn't
cause I know
join
when
in
we
with the
stripped coal over there, well, there was a conflict there between the two brothers about the property.
So this will be kind of like, once it's filled up in 15 years, we're gonna cover up a old cut. And it'll be filled in and
It's reclaimed
to 8 inch spec.
8 inch specs. Be the same process that they were proposing in Cleveland. Different site.
We're not dealing with high walls here, but it is definitely a home.
And I don't think the time frame for usage would be much different after than if they just stopped right now. Without, you have to have the same amount of information. Then the same neighborhood time frame as far as the use of the land.
I just think county line's been given a lifeline
You go
to
ahead
help
and make, about
this
3 copies of this.
community out
Greg,
in a
the original,
huge
he will,
way.
register it, yeah.
I mean, cause this could lead to good things for county line.
It would definitely be, income for the town that, we can put to good use.
That could possibly bring more income in.
Yeah.
While she's making that copy, can I give y'all a fill-in what happened on Deans Ferry Road the other night? Y'all hear the helicopters coming over? Y'all don't
Yeah.
know about that, do you? The guy that escaped from Blount County Jail was down there in the trailer park. He heard the helicopters, he cut a trail right across that creek down there. That's when they found him the next day at Fultondale.
He escaped from work release, not from the jail.
Well, same difference, ain't it?
No, it's a big difference there. He didn't climb the fence. He walked off the job.
But they heard it over the trailer park, and we kept hearing the noise, like everybody would. Got up and looked, there was all kind of traffic and ambulances and,
Although that, helicopter was making rounds.
Yep, right over our house.
yeah. Very low.
I thought it was in the old Motor Hill house out there.
Yeah, they've done in that
Covered
trailer
in
park.
that black
Slept
tank.
with the whole phone. I didn't hear.
Is this
the
a new
first
business or is this?
I must have been tired.
Well, they was looking hard.
That's why we need a police department to help cure some of that stuff.
We do need police presence.
That's why-
We do
yeah.
need more police presence.
And I will say this, I've seen more police presence in county line than I've ever seen since I've lived here. Today, all day I've been in and out, and I've seen Blunt County at the Calvert store, up and down, Smith Mill, and coming off of Dean's Ferry, about 5 times a day at different times, and coming up and down the county line, so they're here.
The word is, you're gonna see more of it.
Yep.
Well, yeah, the word, Miss Smithville, well, they got a customer down there pretty regular. They watch him pretty close.
Well, while we're waiting on the, copies to be made, do we have anything else for the council? We'll go ahead and wrap this up, and, all right,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
all right, we have a motion to adjourn,
I'll second it.
Eugene seconded, let me write this down for Lucy. All right, Okay, we have a motion to adjourn, and a second, all in favor? All right, it's unanimous. This meeting is adjourned, thank you much for coming.
Okay.
Thank y'all.